Hi everyone. Thank you for joining our live session with the Deep. Today we have our first startup from the cohort, Algomox, and they will be talking about their journey and what they do and how has their experience been with Deepcamp till now. So without any further delay, I would like to invite Anil, who is the co-founder and CEO of Algomox. Hey, hi Anil.
Thanks,
Hey,
thanks, Sangeet. Hi, how are you?
doing great, Anil, and great to have you on this live session. And would love to know your journey. But before that, let me give us little background about Anil. So Anil is the founder and CEO of Algomox. He has about 23 years of experience in the industry with over 20 years of experience just in IT operations. He has worked with companies like Mindtree and HP. He brings in a rich knowledge on in AIM and cloud as well from his career. He has over 15 patents on his name till date, and I'm sure there is more to come. So Anil, why don't you tell us a little about your journey?
Yeah, so thanks, Sangeet. And so my journey started when I joined HP and continuously learning about IT operations. And we started Algomox in 2018. That's where my next milestone start or my journey starts from that point. And Algomox is mainly focusing on AI-based IT operation, which is helping enterprise IT team to transform their IT operations to the next level of or next generation of IT operation. So that's where I really have a lot of experience in my entire life, and I decided to apply that along with artificial intelligence to make that better for the enterprises.
This is awesome, Anil, and I'm sure your rich experience in IT operations space is something which is really valuable, and the solution that you're building can bring a huge difference in the industry. A quick note to all our audience. Feel free to leave your questions in the comment section as you have, and we will definitely pick it up in the discussion, and we would love to ask the same to Anil. So, Anil, you briefly mentioned about what does Algomox do, and uh, you mentioned something about AIOps, which is a hot topic right now. We have heard about data ops, GitOps, DevOps, but AI ops is something which I believe is something truly disrupting in nature in the IT operations space. Can you tell us a little about AI ops, please?
Yeah, you are absolutely right. Okay, AIOps is really disrupting the entire IT operation space, and IT operation is the key function of every company because IT team is there, IT operation must be there. Okay, so what AIOps brings into the table, and it's a term coined by Gartner in 2018, and it is a methodology which enhances the IT operations by applying artificial intelligence based automation to the every step of the IT operation. So the real advantage of AIOps is it helps people to take, or even IT operations teams to take very quick decisions or better decisions compared with the current tools it offers. And second, it enhances the automation capability to the next level of automation called cognitive automation, and that improves the operational accuracy. Plus, they save a lot of time and they save a lot of mean time to repair. That means something goes wrong, it helps to quickly restore the services and IT system very fast in such a way that the availability of the IT system is kind of tends to 99.99% compared with the earlier bigger outages and delays and the performance issue. So that's the advantage of IT of the AI ops, and it enhances every aspects of the IT operation.
Interesting, interesting. So, if I understand correctly, Anil, what you're saying is AI ops is something which is an aid for the IT operations team. It is not less than.
Right. It enhances the IT operations activities. It improves their productivity and it free up their bandwidth also. And for example, they are doing a lot of mundane tasks and leave those mundane tasks to AIOps, and they can focus on more interesting, more strategic, more innovative activities in such a way that they can grow their career faster rather than just spending time on very mundane tasks, which is really really boring for them.
Interesting. So you're making you're making the entire ecosystem smart now.
Exactly,
That,
exactly.
that interesting. So this brings me to the next question, Anil. Is you've been? I understand you've been there in the IT operations space. You have spent 2 decades in the IT operations space. But what was your inspiration to start Algomox?
Yeah, it's a great question, Angit, and thanks for asking this question. So my biggest inspiration is the if I look at in India, and I see so many successful IT services companies, and I could not find many product companies which are successful. There are few, but compare with the services companies, the product space is vacant. Okay, and I, being in HP, being in other companies, my experience is in the product space, and I see a great opportunity to develop something and which is having some kind of experience which I can leverage at the same time I can contribute. And I was waiting for opportunities, and I see artificial intelligence coming on our way, and I see there's a good marriage opportunity between artificial intelligence and IT operations together, and we can create a winning product, resonating product from India, and that could help us to make in India and sell across world. So that's where my inspiration, and that's where I could contribute back to the society, contribute back to the, or even create an opportunity for or inspire a couple of other people to start product companies in India.
That is really great, and we are always looking for people like yourself to inspire others to jump into into entrepreneurship. I know it's not easy, and it's a tough journey that you have to go through. But uh, now coming to the deep camp program itself, so great to see you in our first cohort, Anil. But taking a step back, Anil, why did you think of applying to the Deep Camp program? What what brought you to Deep Camp?
Okay, so I learn about Deepcamp from Startup India newsletter, and I see there is a program called Accelerator program called Deepcamp, and I just did some research around it, and I found okay, Affine is behind this Deepcamp, and then I did some research around Affine. Okay, what exactly they're doing, and I found okay, they are into deep into artificial intelligence. Their top expertise in artificial intelligence, plus they are into the cloud as well. So there is a big affinity between Algomox and Affine in that context. And then I start believing that okay, associating with the deep term may be really really helpful for Algomox to take the next level. And it's not just a belief, and I'm seeing that is happening, and they will share more details about that. But my attraction towards deep camp is okay, so the value and the brand value of the Affine, which help us to get into the next level.
Awesome. That's really great to know that the brand Affine is what was really attractive to you, and all kudos to our management team and the marketing team for that. Uh, So we started our first cohort a few weeks back, Anil, and we have been having multiple interaction with multiple leaders in Affine and from outside as well. So how can you tell us about how your journey has been right from the say applying to the cohort interactions?
In a single word, it's fantastic. Okay, so let me divide the journey into two. Okay,
Okay.
the pre-selection and the post-selection. And the pre-selection journey, it's a, even that itself is really professional, and that is really technical in nature for the evaluation steps. And you guys brought a great jury, and it's a world-class jury, and every interaction in the every step of the pre-selection was a great opportunity for us to understand something which we really missing. and many times so your requirements which kind of create us to or think us to see, okay, is that right, or is that something we are doing in the right sense, whether we will get this to the next step in this or next level in the this selection process. So we are really looking for yes, we need to do it, and we need to fine tune our message in line with their expectation, and the juries are great, and if we are not doing that journey well, we will not get selected. So that is the attitude or the approach we took, and it was, and every step was a great learning opportunity for us up to the selection and the post selection. And thanks for selecting us. And the post selection was really fantastic, and we interacted with many people in Affine, and we got a lot of opportunity to improve our product positioning and product pitching, and introduce to multiple partners and stakeholders of Affine. It is fantastic for us, and I don't have any other words to represent that situation.
Thank you so much for those kind words, Anil, and really great to know that it's a great feedback for our team as well. That the journey has been so good. Uh, so the next question is actually going to be a tough question based on the feedback that you're talking about, Anil. So can you pinpoint on one or two advice that you have received from the cohort that you think has helped you the most, that you think is the best advice that you have received till date?
Yeah, so you mentioned two, and then I will take two. I have much more than that. If you are not following me, you didn't mention. So I have so many instances of good things, and I will tell two instances. First one is with your CEO Manas, and he spent 1 hour with us, and the entire 1 hour we were talking about how to fine tune our message for an investor, how we can pitch in front of the investor, what exactly investors are looking for. And so we could able to fine tune a lot from his message, and it was really a great advice for me and Princey. She was my co-founder, and we found it. So we are getting closer to that funding readiness with that session itself, because that gives us a great opportunity for us to prepare. And the second with Saurabh, he is the president in United States of Affine. And the advice, the one advice which is one of the most what is that most beneficial advice for us, because his advice was, okay, you wanted to establish in US, okay, the first thing you need to establish trust with the customer, and that you need to get from the customer who the US companies knows about. So his advice is to look at companies who are operating in US and India, and their bike operations are India, and get them as your customer. And then we immediately act on that particular advice. We got one customer in US, and they have a lot of activities in India, and we now in a process of onboarding them into our customer. So it's a great advice, quick action, both together made our journey to the next step.
Anil, that the short span, just a few weeks of mentorship that Affine can provide you is the result in client conversion for you. I think for a startup, there could not be more beneficial thing than that. That and to sustain, this is my philosophy, that to sustain a startup needs money from the client. Investment is something that helps you grow, but sustenance will come from clients' money. And great to know that you are getting customers because of our mentorship. So, moving forward, and as I mentioned about funding, so one of the things that a lot of companies struggle with, Anil, is when we are starting, we need funds to develop our product, take it to the market, sell it, do POCs, multiple things, right? So, how do you manage the funding in the initial phases, Anil?
Yeah, so that is a great question. So far we are self-funded from our partners and family, and so we are looking for funding from the right VC, right partner VC, who can help us to grow in geographic expansion as well as fine-tuning our product. And definitely that is one of the most important step in front of us. And we are slowly preparing to that, and we are seeing good traction in the marketplace. And we believe we can find a right investor partner. We call it always an investor partner, because we wanted to be take them along with us, and keep them along with us to the next level of growth journey.
Absolutely, that's great to know, uh, and it's really interesting to know, Anil, that being self-funded, being completely bootstrapped, you guys have reached this stage and are already working with multiple clients in India, and as you mentioned about one potential client from the US as well. So, uh, Anil, if you don't mind, can you share a little insight on what kind of uh, companies are your ideal clients?
Yeah, so there are two kinds of companies we can consider. One is it's a totally sector agnostic, but we see there are a lot of traction from the BFSI sector and e-commerce sector, and even BPOs also. That's the sweet spot for us, and that's the enterprise who is buying our product and using in their internal IT. The second set of customers as well as partners is the managed service providers. So managed service providers like Infosys or Mindtree, who can buy our product and use our product as an accelerator for their service delivery. That helps them to save cost. That helps them to build their practices very efficiently and cost effectively to protect their margin in such a way that they can get a clear differentiation in front of their competition.
That is great. That is great to know that you guys have been able to really chalk out your market quite well and have a very specific a target market where you want to reach out to. So this is really great. Uh, one question again, a little bit on the tech side, because ops is something definitely the moment we talk about IT ops, one thing that we cannot miss out is the cloud. So, and in today's journey, cloud plays a huge role, and especially the kind of cloud adoption that we have seen, the acceleration in the cloud adoption that we have seen because of the pandemic is substantial, right? That is something that even the cloud companies may not have imagined before the pandemic hit. Uh, how compatible you guys are with all the three clouds?
Yeah, so it's a great question. So I will tell, okay, we born in cloud, and we support all three clouds, GCP, AWS, GCP, and Azure. And we are completely cloud native. And our product is hosted in cloud, and we provide on-premise also. But so we have SaaSified also now, and we support all clouds, and we are truly cloud native platform where which we build our platform using microservices architecture. So we are completely a cloud born company, and which is a differentiator for us in terms of scalability and performance.
That is great. That is great because that opens up a lot of doors for you as well. Because the kind of the speed at which the cloud adoption has increased, I think that that would require your solution even more in the industry. So, Lan, the last question that I have, Anil, from my end is what's path ahead for you? What's the next step for you? You guys have already built something beautiful. You guys are already started to onboard clients, multiple clients. What's the next path for you?
Yeah, it's now is the accelerator growth journey for us. So that
Mhm.
includes the geographic expansion. That's the priority number one. And then we need to fine tune our product, and get into the product in a really resonating across the market, because some markets requires different kinds of features. We need to fine tune it for that as well. And we need to expand our partner community, especially the managed service provider community. And we need to grow faster. That's the exact terminology I could say. And with the help of Affine, with the help of Deepcamp, and with the help of all our well wishers and all our supporters, so we really wanted to grow faster, quicker, and become a really differentiating, resonating company from India in the product space, and make in India, sell across world.
Absolutely, that's a great term that you mentioned. Make in India, sell globally, and that is really great. And I truly believe that the startup ecosystem in India has that huge potential, which we all can work together to harness. Uh, so, Anil, I'll just quickly take a couple of minutes to tell our audience about Deepcamp. So, Deepcamp is a global accelerator that Affine had launched last year, and Anil's company, Algomox, and Ultra Instinct is the second company which are part of our first cohort, and we are working very closely with them. As our commitment, we are helping Anil on various fronts, may that be technical and the client reach outs. We will definitely be keep helping these companies throughout this cohort for 3 months, and even after that as well. Our journey definitely will not end here, and we would very soon in the next few weeks we'll be starting our second cohort application as well. So stay on for that as well. And if anyone has any question about the Deepcamp accelerator program, you can visit our website. All the details are mentioned in that. We have our email ID mentioned there. Shoot out a note to us, and we would be happy to reach out to you. So, Anil, thank you so much for taking time out today and sharing your experience, sharing your notes from your journey with us, with our audience. And I wish you all the best, Anil, for this journey. And we would really love to contribute in whatever possible manner we can
Yeah.
to help you be successful in this journey.
Yeah, thank you, Deepcamp, and thank you, Affine, for taking us as the first cohort members. And thanks a lot for your software support. And looking forward to work with you to make Algomox success, and wish the Deepcamp a long journey, and it's and a really fruitful journey to get into the next cohort with a lot more startups, and we really kind of appreciate that kind of help you are providing to us, and I'm sure, okay, you could make it very successful acceleration program with Deepcamp. Thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Anil. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining today. We will come back with the next startup in a few days' time again. Thank you.